Welcome to Real Talk Real Estate. I'm your host, David Green, and today we're going to be talking about when to quit your career and go all in on real estate. Today's video comes from a police officer named Ryan, who has a six-figure career in law enforcement, is making $5,000 a month at his job, and also makes between $10,000 and $60,000 a year as a real estate agent. So we've got three things going on. We're going to break into where I think he should be before he leaves the law enforcement career. And remember, if you would like to submit one of your videos, I'd love to have it. Click on the link in the description to submit your video and I'll answer it here. This video hits particularly close to my heart because I too worked in law enforcement and I too had to decide when I was going to make the jump. And I too had rental income and was a real estate agent. All right, let's see what Ryan has to say.
Hey David, I appreciate you taking my question. My name's Ryan. I'm 27 years old. I'm a full-time police officer, part-time realtor, and I currently have 7 rental units, and I rent out a raw piece of land, so I guess you could count it as 8. I self-manage everything. I do all the maintenance for the most part, get the leases signed, and do all the turnovers. My question is, how do you know when it's the right time to leave your full-time job?
All right, so here we have it. Ryan trying to figure out when should you leave the job. He's clearly doing it all. He is handling the maintenance himself. He's handling the turns himself. He's managing a total of 8 pieces of property and trying to work in law enforcement. And I believe he goes on to say that he is a real estate agent as well. Kind of a gadfly of real estate, just like I was.
Like I said, I'm a full-time police officer. I work night shift, managing all my own rentals, as well as running buyers around, doing, putting listings out there as a realtor. So I do have a lot going on. I'm just making just under $5,000 a month on my rental property income.
He's trying to work shifts as a police officer. If you guys have never been in law enforcement, it's much less glamorous than what it looks like on TV. You do have some of those exciting moments. Ryan here wants to get out of law enforcement. There is a lot of stress and balls he's trying to juggle that are falling that's causing some emotional pain. He hasn't mentioned if he has a family yet, but I'm sure if he does, it's affecting them too.
I personally don't think that's enough to live off of or feel comfortable enough to, take that leap. I'm making 6 figures as a police officer, so, that's kind of hard to give up. I do have connections in the property management space, and I've been thinking of going that route, managing other people's rental properties.
Well, if you're busy and you're stressed, getting into property management is probably the worst thing you could do in this scenario. You're going to make the least money and you're going to take on even more stress. But this does tell me, my man, that you are trying to figure out how to not have to be a police officer anymore. So I'm guessing that something about that career is causing you more pain than even the real estate work is.
So yeah, I was just curious what your thoughts were as far as when is the right time to leave your full-time job. I know you're a police officer, so you understand my struggle of working night shift, and I'm sure my wife would love me getting off night shift. So yeah, thanks for answering my question, and I appreciate it.
There it is. I knew it. Family, wife, night shift, not fun when he gets off in the middle of the day. He's got to get a little bit of sleep. He's got to try to see his family and his wife. Then he's got to go handle all the clients. All right, let's get into this thing, Ryan. First off, thank you for your service and thank you for your interest in real estate. You got your agent license. Now you're considering being a property manager. Now you're considering make a full-time career through real estate. Here's your problem, bro. You're not going to be able to replace your income through real estate sales and property management and rental income to the tune of 6 figures a year very easily or even at all, especially with the economy that it looks like we're walking into right now. So real estate transactions as a whole are way down. Agents are getting out of the business at a time that you're thinking about jumping all in. But I got to wonder, how many of your leads as a real estate agent or a property manager would come from people in the police department? Because if you leave that job, you're also losing your lead generation source. You're also losing the place that all those listings were coming from and where word of mouth was getting around because all of your cop buddies know you as the real estate guy. That was a big thing for me. Most of my real estate deals came from other police officers that I worked from and word of mouth in the law enforcement community where they wanted someone that they could trust. So don't make the mistake of assuming that you're going to get more business if you leave that job. And if you are double dipping, then you're losing 2 sources of income. You're losing the leads and you're losing the money that you were getting paid from being a cop. I'm going to give you conservative advice, Ryan. I'm going to say, I don't think you should quit your job, but what you should do is come up with a timeline for when you can get off night shift. I really think it's night shift that's causing you a lot of the stress and the strain. If you could get on day shift or a swing shift would be even better. If you could get on something like that, you're going to be on a semi-regular sleep schedule and you'll have time before you go into work to get your listings ready, put out your signs, show houses to buyers, write your offers. And sometimes, if you can get on a shift that's not as busy, you can do some of your real estate work when you're at the job. You could be sending DocuSigns out. You could have your wife or another administrative assistant that sends out paperwork for you. Ryan, you would just be sending them to an assistant. Hey, for the Joneses, I need you to put them on a search that looks like this. You're going to have to teach them before you go to work how to use DocuSign, how the forms work and then they're going to be doing that on your behalf while you're at work, and you just pay them a part-time salary. But look, if you're paying them less than $100,000, it makes more sense for you to go to work and make $100,000 and pay them much less than that so that you're able to do both. And that really is the summary of today's show. You don't need to be keeping your own books. What you need is a part-time bookkeeper that can see the money flowing in and out and put together profit and loss statements for you. You need to learn to leverage the parts of the job that are least important for the business and focus on where you make the most money, which right now is probably your career in law enforcement. Now, the last component to your question is, at what time should somebody quit before they go all in on real estate? I didn't leave my other jobs to go all in on real estate until my other jobs were literally costing me more money in real estate sales than I was making at that job. So I got so busy as a real estate agent that I had a listing that it took me 3 days to get into the MLS because I did not have time because of all the things that my law enforcement job was requiring of. That's when I think it's okay to leave. So for everybody here, there's 2 ways that I would look at the situation of when it's okay to leave your job. When your job is literally stopping you from making more money and growing, or when you hate your job and you love the component of real estate that you're doing. Sometimes it's okay to take a pay cut to go all in on real estate if you love real estate and you didn't like what you were doing. I just want to make it clear that real estate is much less stable than W-2 work. A couple things to take note of here. A study by Fundrise reported that nearly 15% of American adults, which is around 37 million people in America, are involved in some form of real estate investing, often starting as a side hustle before considering full-time. A 2020 Roofstock report indicated that around 12% of American households own at least one rental property. Among these property owners, nearly half expressed the intention to transition to full-time real estate investing within the next 5 years. So Ryan, you are not alone. A lot of people are on the same journey. A lot of people listening to this video had the same goal. A lot of people out there are looking to escape a life they don't like, a job they don't like, and a world they don't like to get into one that they like more. I just want to be honest with everyone, because this is real talk real estate. It doesn't mean you're going to like it more when you get into the world of real estate investing. The problems that you had in the W-2 world will be waiting for you right here in the 1099 world. It just depends on if you like these kind of problems more than the kind you had when you were working for someone else. I'd love to see more people make a living through real estate and start a business, because I think the country needs more small business owners, not less. So if that's you, keep doing God's work. I'd love to see you succeed. Let me know in the comments if you're in a similar position, if you're trying to get out of a full-time job and into real estate, what I can possibly do to help you. I run a mortgage company, I run a real estate sales team, and a real estate brokerage where I hire agents from all across the country to hang their license with me, and I train them how to sell more homes. You can follow me anywhere on social media at DavidGreen24. So send me a DM and let me know if I can help you, or leave something in the comments. We'll make sure to check that. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you get notified whenever new videos come out, and like and share this with anyone you know who wants to leave their full-time job to get into real estate. This has been Real Talk Real Estate. I'm your host, David Green. And if you would like to be featured on a future episode, make sure that you click the link in the description and submit your question.